The New York Jets lost a core special teamer for the season this week. I'm going to explain why that matters a lot more than you think. Boy Green Daily starts now.
I'm gonna lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Let's go!
Put your seatbelts on. Get ready for the ride. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, baby, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcasts. Make sure if you're watching on the YouTube, whether it's live or after the fact, you like the video and hit subscribe, baby. Spread the gospel of all things Boy Green Daily. We also are an audio-only version show. You guys can enjoy that wherever you find your podcast. We're also streaming live on Facebook and Twitter as well. We got a full article in the YouTube description down below on this very topic matter. Terrible news. I hate injuries. And Chris Boyd, the New York Jets special teams ace, is out for the season. Now, it looked like it wasn't very good. This dates back to the green and white scrimmage the Jets had several weeks ago. Chris Boyd went down, quote-unquote, writhing in pain, according to Jets beat reporters on the scene, had to be carted to the locker room. It didn't look good, and then we didn't really hear many updates about it. And Zach Rosenblatt of The Athletic pointed out that he was paying attention to his Instagram, and he was sending out a lot of emotional posts that seemed to indicate it was a long-term injury, and that is exactly what we got. The Jets signed him during the offseason to be a core special teamer on a one-year deal, more than the veteran minimum. It included over just over a $250,000 guaranteed, about $330,000, which just indicated that the Jets saw a path for him to not only make the roster, but be a key piece of the special teams unit. And now he won't be. He was placed on injured reserve, so he is gonzo for the year. And folks, a lot of you may say, Paul, how are you even doing a show about this? Why is that important? Well, I'm glad you didn't ask, and I made that question up in my head. It's simply because of this, guys. For people who forget, Irv Charles, another core special teamer of the Jets, tore his ACL in December last year. It's August. He is likely going to start the season on PUP, which means, in the new latest NFL rules, he has to miss the first month of the season if that comes to fruition, which means the Jets are without one of their gunners, and Irv Charles for at least a month, maybe longer. Chris Boyd's out for the season. Now, whoa. How are we going to get, who's going to step up, quite frankly, is the question here on special teams. And this, right? We go to special teams coordinator Chris Banjo. He was just hired this offseason as a special teams guy. And here's this on Chris Banjo. He's 35 years old. He was playing in the NFL 2 seasons ago. Think about that. Chris Banjo was playing in the NFL during the 2022 season. He started his career with the Jacksonville Jaguars back in 2012, 2013. He was an undrafted free agent. Spent some time on the Jaguars, spent a few years in the Packers, spent a few years on the Saints, where he crossed over with, of course, head coach Aaron Glenn, and then he finished his final 4 years with the Arizona Cardinals. Again, his final season was 2 seasons ago. That was 2022. And then he became an assistant special teams coach with the Denver Broncos months after his playing days. And he was there for 2 seasons, and bing, boom, bam, now he's the head honcho of the New York Jets. So he's never been a special teams coordinator before until this moment right now in time. And this is his first big challenge. Because one of the reasons Aaron Glenn said he put together this particular staff is because he wanted teachers. He wanted teachers. And it's an interesting combo platter, right? Because Steve Wilkes has been around forever. He's been coaching football for 30-something years. So his resume sort of speaks for itself. Chris Banjo, his resume is as a player. He doesn't have a long, rich history as a coach. But I'll tell you this, because I was at the Jets-Giant joint practice a week ago. And I'll tell you, Chris Banjo's voice is very clear, and it cuts through the air A few times, because we had some of the special teams drills closest to us, and he would just say, "Second team up." Like, he would just be like, "Hey, man, as soon as this unit's off, you're coming up." Like, he just had a very commanding voice, a very commanding voice. And now we go to this first challenge of trying to find some gunners. Because, like I said, Irv Charles is probably out for the first 4 weeks of the season minimum. Chris Boyd's out for the season. And now this opens up opportunities for other guys. Names that immediately come to mind for me. Well, of course, Kene Nguanu. We've talked about him for a while. Nick Ferry yesterday. Our beat reporter of JetsXFactor.com joined us yesterday and said Kene Nguanu locked up a roster spot over the weekend. And now with this Chris Boyd news, I agree. I think even without that, I think he might have locked up a roster spot. But he's a key player in the return game, and he's a key player as a gunner. People remember the 38-yarder that Kene Nguanu had on the return, and that was spectacular. But nearly as spectacular was he prevented a touchback because he dove into the end zone and batted the ball back and kept it inside the 10-yard line. So Kene Nguanu is likely one of those guys. What about Quantez Stiggers? He's a guy who had some uneven plays in pass coverage. He ended up with an interception in the Giants game. Excuse me. He did end up with an interception in the Giants game. It was sort of like a punt ball from Russell Wilson. There's a miscommunication between him and the wide receiver. But hey, man, all interceptions count. So good for Quantez on that. And so he had some uneven moments in pass coverage, but he continues to look prominent as a gunner. So he's likely going to get one of those opportunities. Kene Nguanu is going to be involved. We're going to have a lot of different players from that perspective for sure. Absolutely. So this is a critical blow to the New York Jets special teams unit. Now, the only silver lining here is that this happened relatively early. The green and white scrimmage predates the entire preseason. We're heading into the preseason finale this week against the Philadelphia Eagles. So that's the good news, is that the Jets coaching staff has had a lot of time to prepare for this reality. They, I imagine, have known this information long before we found out yesterday when the Jets made the roster announcement move. So I think that part's going to help. So let's see who's going to step up to the plate. But yeah, big injury on special teams. But like I said, I like the other options in the room. Kene Nguanu is a former All-Pro as a return man. Irv Charles hopefully eventually comes back. Quantez Stiggers has showed me some good moments as a gunner so far in the preseason. So fingers crossed. They obviously don't have some of the outside of Kene Nguanu obviously has a nice resume, but the others don't have the proving ground yet. So we'll have to see. Yeah, so injuries for the Jets. Thankfully, it's not you didn't lose your starting quarterback or anything like that, so that's positive. I'm glad we're having these conversations as opposed to others, but it always sucks when injuries happens. Alon, I'll just answer some random questions here. Breece Hall is not going to be a Jet in 2026. For the player and the team, best to part ways. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I'm not ready to make any kind of statements like that, predictive statements a year out. I think it's more likely he's gone than not, but hey, that's why we play the games on Sundays, folks. Breece Hall very much still has a chance to make some noise. If he has a spectacular season, the Jets will strongly consider using the franchise tag. I truly believe that. If he has a crazy season. If he has same sort of seasons he's had where there's flashes of brilliance, but it's under 1,000 yards and a lot of inconsistency, they're probably going to let him hit the open market, and then maybe he just goes, or maybe he sees the market. He's like, that's what the market is? Okay, I'll come back to the Jets. Who knows? That'll be up in the air. But no, I'm not ready to make any kind of grandiose statements on the future of Breece Hall from that perspective. Hey, Jets Worldwide says, my mama says I'm special. Maybe I could try out. Hey, we could be looking. I can't believe that was funny. I had forgotten about that. Who was that? Chef Kevin Gilbert who brought that up yesterday, and Nick Faria. We said, remember the tryouts at MetLife Stadium? That's unbelievable. I can't believe that happened. We had all those tryouts because of all the crap that was happening last year. That is, we went all Vince Papale, which, hey, whatever works, I guess. But there you go. NC Green, just don't get why we haven't signed Jadeveon Clowney. Just makes so much sense. Hey, man, I've been saying it for months. It just seems too obvious. Jadeveon Clowney's elite against a run. The Jets have struggled against a run. The Jets don't have a lot of depth at defensive end. he would provide that depth. Easy has talked about him even playing interior next to Quinn. Sure, I guess that's possible. I hadn't really considered that possibility, but like that I just don't get. Why rush Jermaine Johnson back? Spoiler alert, despite and Jermaine is saying all the right things, and I want Jermaine to continue to talk that talk where he's like, I'm coming. Steelers better be ready. The Jets are back in a Ferrari out of the pickup truck and all this other stuff. He's saying all the right things, and I want Jermaine to have that energy. But the Jets got to be looking out for Jermaine. And it seems unlikely he's playing 100% of the defensive snaps against the Steelers. And that's no shame to Jermaine. It's no shame. But with that reality being the likely reality, unless he's Superman, and maybe he will be, like the Jets should add insurance to the room to allow Jermaine to come back at his own pace. Right now, with the people in the room, the Jets have to rush Jermaine back because the other guys in the room aren't good enough. That's the uncomfortable part out loud. Tyler Barron has done a whole lot of nothing. Rashad Weaver, despite what he was showing in the spring, has done a whole lot of nothing. You got Michael Clemens, and everyone hates him except for Indy Jets. So there's him. Will McDonald I like, but he's had back spasms and now a knee issue. That sort of concerns me. And the depth behind is questionable at best. A bunch of undrafted free agents last year that we shoulda, coulda, woulda, beepu bapa. Braden McGregor, Eric Watts. A bunch of these kind of guys. I don't get it either, NC Green. I would love Jadeveon Clowney. And he signed to nowhere. And some people said, well, maybe he doesn't want to come to Jets. Maybe. But the last I heard, he did an interview. I think it was Joe Persons down there with The Athletic, who covers the Panthers. That was Jadeveon Clowney's last stop. And he says, I just want to prove I still got it. He wasn't talking about championships. He wasn't talking about this or that. He was just, I want to prove all these other teams wrong that are like, hey, you think I'm done? Oh, let me show you. So, yes, it makes way too much sense. The Jets have the financial resources to make the move. I don't know. Again, hopefully this Jets coaching staff is going to surprise us, right? We're like, oh, my God, defensive tackle. Who's going to line up next to Quinn? Then Jay Tufele goes, hey, hold my beer. Now, we didn't see that same Jay Tufele performance against the Giants. We certainly saw it against the Packers. So maybe there's another defensive end in the room that is unknown to us, but the coaching staff says, hey, man, we know this guy can do it. And if so, God bless. I hope you're right. But Clowney just makes too much sense. Just makes too much sense. Quinn here says, what's the value do you have to sign for us to get a third-round comp pick? Anyone? It's hard to just give you a number and say, hey, if he signs for this, we're guaranteed to get this because, it's a complicated process. The good news is I developed a relationship this offseason with Nick Corte. He is the professional of all professionals in projecting compensatory picks. So he knows it like the back of his hand. So we have that relationship now, and we'll eventually allow him to make his debut on the show so we can talk about this, probably around free agency next year, I guess. Will be the best time to do it, or when the Jets are getting comp picks and he can explain the whole process and things of that nature. But it's impossible to describe, Reese, and it's just because of the complicated nature of free agents you pay versus free agents you lose and playing time. There's all kinds of hoopla that gets involved. But a third-round pick is not going to happen. There's no way Brees gets paid that kind of money. From all accounts, it looks like he's going to get a James Cook or Kyron Williams deal in a best-case scenario, and that's $11 to $12 million per year average. And Jets are going to spend more than that on somebody else, very likely. Which takes us to the question for the Jets. It's this. If you're contending, or at least close, right? You're 500 around the deadline. You're obviously above 500 at the deadline. You're probably keeping Brees and saying, fuck it. If we lose him, we lose him. But we're making a chase, baby. And if Brees is a big part of it, you're going to keep riding with Brees. Or if you are awful, let's say I don't even know when the deadline is. It's later now than it ever was before. It's in November. But let's say they're 2-8 or something. Like, okay. Like it was the DJ Reed conversation from last year. Is DJ Reed going to stay? Probably not. All right. Are we going to make the playoffs this year? Probably not. Okay. Well, we might as well move him, because the comp pick formula, go back to your point here, Quinn, is that it's an inexact science. Just because you lose a player does not guarantee you get a comp pick. DJ Reed, for instance, he signed a 3-year deal for $48 million. He was the highest paid Jets player of the offseason. The Jets got bupkis. They got nothing for him. Zip and pip. Other deals that they had, minus that out. It evened out, the balanced out, whatever, the canceled out. Justin Fields signing. Brandon Stevens signing. Those moves canceled it out. So a comp pick is not guaranteed. A trade at the deadline is guaranteed because whatever you pick, you get, you get. But do the Jets want to do that? Where are they at? And there's just so many questions. So many questions. But that one's like an impossible one to answer, even for the experts, because we just don't know what else the Jets are going to do. Answer some more of your questions here. NC Green. Charles was not a great special teamer. He made some great plays, but a lot of boneheaded plays too. I think he made a lot more good plays than bad plays. Now, I'm not putting him in the special teams Hall of Fame by any means, but he just has a unique body. He's a bigger player, a wide receiver coming over, physical. He made a lot of splash plays. Sure. Are there dumb plays on his bingo card? Of course there is. But I'd rather have him than not. And obviously the Jets feel the same way. They tendered him this offseason. So, Gary says, get Xavier Gibson off this team. Hey, here's the good news. Jamal Pritchett, if you are in the get Xavier Gibson off the roster camp, Jamal Pritchett's been out playing him throughout the entire camp and throughout preseason, and he got hurt again. So, to me, Xavier Gibson is on the way out. He is on the way out. If I had to speculate, very much on the way out. I would say that. Alon says, Brees to the Bears sounds inevitable. Get it done now and move on. Bears. I mean, they still got DeAndre Swift to paying decent money, too. That would surprise me. I mean, I get the whole Ben Johnson thing. They have a relationship, so maybe that could grease the wheels, but I don't see that happening at this point. An injury happens, maybe. But right now, I don't think so. I don't believe so at this point. We have 200 plus people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe if you guys are watching on YouTube. If you're not watching on YouTube, hop on over to YouTube, baby. That's the optimal way to watch the program, baby, here on the channel. So make sure you do so. Yes, sir. Appreciate you. All kinds of record predictions. We'll be doing that not this weekend, the following weekend. I'll be with my father in person. And we will make our predictions for the season, official predictions, and all that jazz. That'll be coming up not this weekend, next weekend. This weekend is the Eagles game. Gary says, 53 years a Jets fan here, Boy Green. Appreciate and salute, Gary. I love the depth of which we have here in the Boy Green Coffee Club. We're closing out on 8,000 subscribers. We're about 100 subscribers away, which is pretty cool. What a milestone. And we have people that are Jet fans that are young. We have Jet fans that are middle age. We have Jet fans in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, everywhere. And I love it. This is an awesome community. And I'm very proud of it. So, Gary, it's good to have you, pal. And I keep asking your questions and comments, baby. Appreciate you. I'll also give a quick shout out last night. If you guys are a Boy Green Coffee Club member, you got a special treat. You guys got some fantasy football draft order reveals. If you're on our Discord, and you can join our Discord by being a Boy Green Coffee Club member, that is currently the pinned comment right now on youtube.com/boygreen25 for just $2.99, $2.99 a month. You can be a Boy Green Coffee Club member. You get a loyalty badge next to your name. You get access to our custom emojis. They're all created by Jets Worldwide, wide. Snowball and Johnny Boy's YouTube channel. So they're terrific with all the custom emojis, which are great. You have access to our Discord channel where we talk New York Jets football all the time, 24/7, 365 on the Discord, which is awesome. And if you're on the Discord, you can have access to join our Boy Green Fantasy Football Leagues. We have 2 of them this year, 2 inaugural leagues, and that's 24 people in total. It's a little less than that because I'm in both leagues, but it's essentially 24 people playing fantasy football, but it's only open to the Discord. So if you want to be a part of some of those fantasy leagues next year, you got to join the Boy Green Coffee Club, baby, which, again, is only $2.99. I think it's the best deal in all of YouTube land because on top of all that stuff I said, and that's all true, you guys also are eligible for this prize pack on your screen. a New York Jets Highland Mint Super Bowl III flip coin that is flashed in 24 karat gold. That cookbook, Kickoff Kitchen, by professional and Super Bowl chef Tim Lopez, that was donated by Banjo. Appreciate it. A New York Jets logo athletic prime hoodie t-shirt and a New York Jets vintage t-shirt from the past. That entire prize pack of 4 items is going to one winner on September 1st. What do you have to do to be eligible for this prize pack? I'm glad you didn't ask. It's this. Spend $3 on the channel, $3, and you can get all of these prizes. The value is insane. It's insane. Join the Boy Green Coffee Club, and you have a chance to win these prizes on your screen. It's unfriggin' believable, baby, and you guys should take full advantage. Absolutely should take full advantage. It looks like someone just has. So let's highlight this individual. We have a new member to the Boy Green Coffee Club here. Wait just a second. All right. There you go. Boom shakalaka. NY Jets 2824. You just joined the Boy Green Coffee Club. Let's go.
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Talking just football, man. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. The New York Jets Football Club. Wow. Offense, defense, special teams. Watch the Super Bowl season with Boy Green. J-E-T-S. Jets. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. You're talking Jets football, man. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. The New York Jets Football Club. Wow. Offense, defense, special teams. Watch the Super Bowl season with Boy Green.
Jets, Jet. Excuse me. Sorry about that, folks. But NY Jets 2824 just gifted a Boy Green Coffee Club membership. So let's reveal the new member to the Boy Green Coffee Club here on the show. It is this. Hang on tight. Let's see. That membership went to South Philly 734. So South Philly 734, you're now a new member to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Appreciate you. And make sure you thank our boy, NY Jets 2824, who, by the way, has a raffle ticket now for our contest baby. And look at this royalty here on the show, here on the channel. More memberships have been gifted from the high heavens, and it is none other than the legendary Jake Asman, baby. Sweet Lord have mercy. Yes. Jake Asman just gifted 5 Boy Green Coffee Club memberships. And when you get 5 Boy Green Coffee Club memberships, you get a special video package. Here we go.
Kevin James.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
Kevin James.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America.
Whoops, actually I hit that twice. But either way, nonetheless, 5 Boy Green Coffee Club memberships going to some individuals here. Let's make it rain from the high heavens. Here are the 5 new members. Shout out to Jake Asman for these. We have Marcelo 2005, Brian Rep 226, Manny Diaz 23, Pelican Butt, excuse me. John Sauer, you guys are all now members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Salute to Jake Asman, and he will be joining us later today on the Banjo Show with Boy Green Digital, baby. It'll be myself, it'll be Jim Lurch, it'll be Jake Asman. He joins us every week to talk all things New York Jets. So if you guys would like to hear any of that Jets conversation, make sure you guys subscribe to the Banjo Show with Boy Green Digital YouTube page. There's a direct link to the YouTube description down below where you guys can join it. If you are one of the first 300 subscribers to that new channel, which, long story short, was my radio show I was on air with for 10 years, we've now gone completely YouTube. So if you guys would like to support that, feel free to subscribe, and you can win free crap. You don't even have to spend $3 on the channel. All you have to do is for free subscribe. It's free to do. So do that right now, and you guys have a chance at an autographed Super Bowl photo of David Tyree. And I know this is a Jets show, so you may say, what interest would I have in that? They stopped the 19-0 New England Patriots from happening. They're 18-1. Thanks, David Tyree. So that's a great gift for the house for Patriots hating, or give it away as a gift. Get it? It's going to be matted and framed and all sent to you. Feel free to use it in that way too. Always possible. Salute to Jake Asman, who, by the way, had his watch party over the weekend for Jets Giants. T-Squared Social. Beautiful. That sounded like a lot of fun. Had a lot of Boy Green Coffee Club members over there. I saw pictures. Very nice. So salute to Jake Asman, baby. That's for sure. Oh, look at this. Number one Austrian Jet fan says, hey, I want to get in on the fun. 5 more Boy Green Coffee Club memberships. Let's go. Hit it, baby.
It's Jets, Jets. I love Fireman Ed, too.
As do I, John Gruden. As do I. 5 new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. We'll reveal those here in just a second. Number one Austrian Jet fan has 105 raffle tickets so far this month. An unbelievable total. He has been kicking ass and taking names, baby. He sure has. Let's reveal the 5 new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Shout out to our number one Austrian Jets fan here. They went to Steve Hendel, Jets Johnny, Alexander Brown, Kevin Zwicker, AP Carlos Reyes. You guys are all now members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Appreciate you. So thank you, number one Austrian Jets fan, baby. And I'll continue to update the scrolling ticker down below with your guys' latest contributions here on the program, but I appreciate you. 105 for a number one Austrian Jets fan. Jake Asman getting involved with a 5-pack combination. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. That's the best. I'll update the ticker in just a little bit. But I appreciate Austrian and Jake Asman, baby, getting this party started. Guys, get your raffle tickets in, baby. I see number one Austrian Jet fan says, Woody Jets. Yeah, I'll give you a little Woody action. Why not? Let's go. James gosh darn Woody, baby. Hey, now. Speaking of Woody, we're going to have a Boy Green Meets Woody. That'll be live at 3 o'clock today. And it's going to be a special episode because guess what? Aaron Glenn speaks at 3. He's competing with the Boy Green Meets Woody show, but we're going to come together. If you watch Boy Green Meets Woody, we will stream that press conference live on the show at 3 o'clock and then live react to Aaron Glenn and the words he has to share ahead of the preseason finale. So I'm looking forward to that show. That'll be live coming up at 3 o'clock. A lot of Jets show today. We got this show, obviously, right now. We're going to have Jake Asman in a couple of hours. That's going to be great on the Man Shot Show, Boy Green Digital. A couple hours after that, boom, James Woody. It's just Jets, baby. That's just how we roll around here. Baby. Ooh, the season opener's almost here. I can feel it in my bleeping loins, baby. In my bleeping loins. I'm so freaking fired up. And as number one Austrian Jet fan says, the free way to contribute is by liking the video. Get it in front of as many Jet fans as possible, baby. That's the way to do it. That's it. J-Boy says, I need more BG in the PM. Well, you're going to get it. Jake Asman will be in the afternoon. Woody will be in the afternoon. So plenty of BG all over the place, baby. We had BG night last night. We did some fantasy football draft order reveals. That was a real hoot. Appreciate it. Also, let me throw this up here real quick. Want to give a shout out for any of you guys local. I'm going to throw up my email here on the screen for those watching. Paul, A the letter, ESDENJR@gmail.com. This is my email right here. Hovering thanks to technology. Again, for those that are just listening to the audio only version, it's my first name, my middle initial, my last name, the letters JR@gmail.com. Paul A. Esden Jr. @gmail.com. PaulAesdenJR@gmail.com. If you guys have any interest, we're doing a meet and greet, baby. We're doing it the night before the Jets-Cowboys game. So Jets-Cowboys, we're doing all together. Chef Kevin Gilbert, going to be a massive tailgate. We're going to have 65-plus people there. It's going to be cool. So that's Sunday, October 5th. I don't have any more tickets for that, so if you guys want to buy that, unfortunately, we're sold out of both the tailgate tickets and the ticket packages. So I'm all sold out. Unfortunately, I can't help any more of you guys out for that. But if you guys missed out on that, there's always next year. We hope we do this every year. And number 2, we're going to have a meet and greet the night before at Chef Kevin Gilbert's restaurant. Great idea by Jake Asman. And I said, hey, man, we got to do it too. Help support Chef and all of his endeavors at the Cloverleaf Tavern. So if you guys have interest in attending that meet and greet, which will be the night before, it'll be Saturday, October 4th at 7:30, hit up this email. We have 30 people committed already, and the maximum number allowed in the private room upstairs is 60. So if you guys want to be a part of that, make sure you hit me up on email and say, ooh, that sounds interesting. Give me more details, Paul, and I will. That is how we will operate, baby. So it's a cool way to give back to Chef Kevin Gilbert. He's amazing. I went to the restaurant. I ate lunch when I was there for the Jets Giants joint practice, before I dipped out of town. So I got to check out the food itself. You guys won't get to taste the tailgate menu that night. That'll be saved for the next day, but you will get to order off the normal menu on the Cloverleaf Tavern. Here are some details, and again, more details to come if you email me and express interest. It'll be 7:30 p.m., Saturday, October 4th. Again, that's the night before the Jets-Cowboys game, 395 Bloomfield Avenue in Caldwell, New Jersey. And if you guys are coming up for the game the night before, why not? Just come out and hang out with us. There'll be plenty of people there, including but not limited to. It's going to be my family. It's going to be Woody's going to be there. We're going to have Devin, DNY for life. He's going to be there. Badshaw's on the list. Mahar Khalil's on the list. Terrence Hill's on the list. The Vargases, Ed and Cher is going to be there. Terrence Hill's going to be there. There's a lot of people who are going to be there, and we would love to have you there, baby. So, again, any interest in a meet and greet special, I have all the details. Make sure you guys hit us up, and we'll make that happen. So, if you guys are in the area, we'll make it happen for you. Let's go. Let's answer a few more questions, and we'll open up the phone lines here on the program. Troy Sturgis, shout out to you. You were a part of our fantasy football draft order reveal last night. If any of you guys missed that, that's on YouTube, so you guys can always rewatch those special live shows. Feel free to do so, which would be great. You, Troy, and anyone else who's in our Discord fantasy football leagues had the draft order reveal, and basically the reason to do that is so you guys can mock draft ahead of the event, know where you pick, sort of get in the right mindset. I'm in like 6 or 7 leagues, and my fantasy drafts start this weekend. So we're off to the races, baby. The next 2 weeks are all my fantasy drafts. Night capping with, well, I guess that doesn't really finish it because I don't think that's the last one I do. But the live fantasy draft for me is August 29th. That's 10 days away. Oh, boy. I got to make sure I get my final preparations in for that live fantasy draft, which is going to be spectacular. I'm very much looking forward to it. Yeah, salute Chef Kevin Gilbert. Get that. That's one of the fun emojis on the chat. I love it. Chef. A great name from Indy Jets. His fantasy football team name is Clemens Lemons. A big salute to Michael Clemens. Yes. There you go, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Alon says 7 wins is the ceiling for the Jets. We'll see what happens. That's why they play the games. We'll see. I vehemently disagree that 7 wins is the ceiling for the Jets, but you never know. That's we can all predict things. That's the beauty of it. So it makes a lot of fun. Quinn says the BG says many leagues the Jets will have wins this season. Well, I wish it was a couple years ago because I was in 18 leagues. So 18 wins, that would have been nice. Would have been very nice. I would have signed up for that like nobody's business, baby. Yeah, we could talk about whatever you guys want, obviously, on that event night. It'll be a lot of fun. Jets, life, whatever hits your boat. All right, let's do this. Let's open up the phone lines. That will happen next year on the program. Quick half timeout. Your phone calls next here on Boy Green Daily.
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Talking Jets football, man. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. New York Jets Football Club. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green. J-E-T-S, Jets. Let's go.
You heard Hep, baby. Let's bleep and go. If you'd like to call into the program, now is the time to do so. Let's frickin' go, baby. That is the time. It is the pinned comment on youtube.com/boygreen25. Checking your phone calls. It is Tuesday, August 19th, a little after 8 in the morning. We're going to have a lot of Jets content coming at you today. Again, I'll be doing my weekly conversation with Jake Asman, ESPN radio host, Sirius XM. It might be easier to list all the things he doesn't do, for God's sakes. filling in for Michael K. I mean, man, he's a freaking superstar, for God's sakes. We'll be talking all things Jets, and unfortunately, the Jets getting smacked by the Giants in the Snoopy Bowl, 31-12, but also looking ahead to the Eagles preseason finale and what else is to come this week. So I'm looking forward to that conversation with Jake. That'll be fun. And Boy Green Meets Woody comes up at 3 o'clock. And obviously, Boy Green Daily right bleeping now. Also, send in your questions or comments if you'd prefer not to call into the show. That's always good for everything, which is great. All right. Yeah, the Hepinator. Yeah. Salute to Hep. Jets, Jet. Oh, no Jets talk today. Oh, I see, Havmo. Well, you always got to get it in when you can. I can't wait. I can't wait for week 1. Steelers, bring it on. Indy Jet says, BJ, I'm going to try and just meet up with Philly, and we could just use one call in for the draft. Wow, that'd be something. Feel free. Yeah, that's that option's always available. Gucci Finesse says, we can't bring in a bunch of free agents when the last regime messed up the books. Now, it's true. The Jets do have dead money hits that they're paying out. Let me pull that up here real quick. Salary cap New York Jets. This is gonna, and when you pull this up, the thing you hate to see is red. Red is no bueno. Red means it's dead money. That means you're paying people that are no longer on the team. So that's those are bad things that you don't want to see. There are bad things you don't want to see, and when that comes up on the books, that's less than ideal, including right like Aaron Rodgers. He's on the books here for the New York Jets. I'll get the dead cap hits for some of these guys here in just a second for the salary cap table, all the dead money for the New York Jets. It's just not good. It is absolutely not good for the Jets, the dead cap money that they have on the books here in 2025. But, sometimes you just got to pay the Pied Piper. So CJ here's all the numbers. Okay. Here are all the names of the people on this list. So we've got Aaron Rodgers at $14 million, C.J. Mosley $8.7 million, Devontae Adams on this list, Tyron Smith on this list. Like there's just a long list here, unfortunately, for the Jets, and that's just how it works, people. That's just how it works of the dead cap money that exists for some of these players that are no longer on the team, and the Jets just must deal with the demons of yesteryear and deal with the demons of the past and those decisions. It's just the fact of the matter. Here it is. I'll give them all to you. Got Aaron Rodgers, C.J. Mosley, Devontae Adams, Tyler Conklin, Mike Williams, Tyron Smith, D.J. Reed, Javon Kinlaw, Greg Zuerlein, Wes Schweitzer, Hassan Reddick, Thomas Morstead, Solomon Thomas, Jordan Travis, and Israel Abanikanda, believe it or not, is somehow still on the books here. And then, of course, the Jets put Chris Boyd on injured reserve, so his money's gone, and then Gus Hartwig. So there you go. That's another $2 million there. All of those names I just mentioned, Rodgers, Mosley, Adams, Conklin, Williams, Tyron, DJ, Kinlaw, Zuerlein, Schweitzer, Reddick, Morstead, Solomon Thomas, Jordan Travis, and Izzy Abanikanda, according to Over the Cap. Good Lord have mercy. Jesus. That's tough. All right, let's go to the phone lines here on the program. First up, whoa, man with the jet tattoo. What a helmet.
Hey, thank you, Boy Green. This is not official. This is just mine. I just want to kind of apologize for yesterday. I called in for you and Nick.
Okay.
And I think I was getting a little crazy about everybody to relax.
Yeah.
And there's too much Jet content.
Sure.
And I think that was just, building up to the season. And I've been watching the Jets so long. I think I'm going a little crazy.
That's okay, man. That's all right.
It's almost like, I got to calm down.
Sure.
Wait 2 more weeks, and I think I'll be okay.
Yeah. Again, we're in this crazy time right now. We're all waiting for, we have one last preseason game. Then we're going to have a couple weeks still before the season. So I think someone told me today they're 18 or 19 days away from the season opener. So it's right there, but also there's a little bit of time. So we can all get crazy. All right.
It is. And I appreciate all the Jet content out there. I feel like I'm part of a family. I don't feel like I'm in this by myself. And, I just want to say thanks to all the Jet content creators and apologize again for yesterday for, making their job seem unimportant.
No, I don't think that at all. But I'm glad that you called in just in case to express it. I enjoy doing this job, and again, you're right that you get to June 20th. What the hell are you talking about? And I'm saying you, the general, you, the content creator. In the middle of dead period where nothing's going on, and that really, and I'll tell you, I did it on the radio for a long time because we enjoy, or not enjoy, but we have similar like these gaps of time during the summer where nothing's going on, yet a radio show still has to happen. I always enjoyed the challenge of like, okay, this is when we got to put on our best stuff because now we're really being worked here. When it's October and every major sport's going on, it's so easy. There's a million things to talk about. When you're in the summer, you got to find interesting things to talk about. So it's always a good thing. But no, I appreciate the call, pal.
Yeah, when you feel like you're not in this alone, the suffering, you're not suffering alone. And, you've got a bunch of people behind you that feel the same as you do. And they're passionate about this team. And why, I don't know. I could never understand why I do this to myself. But it's good to know that you have, sort of like a Jet family behind you.
Yes.
So thanks again.
Of course, and thank you so much, man with Jet Tattoo, and the beautiful helmet piece that you just had there. Appreciate it. Thank you for. I just gotta say, I love this bleeping community so much. They're the best. This is special, and let's put that up on the screen real quick. Let's go all Inception on you here. Man with a Jet Tattoo giving a full apology here in this gear. Let's this just happened. That's an awesome helmet. I love that. I see people making jokes. Is that a Guardian cap in there? What's going on there? I love that. Man with the Jet Tattoo. That I love this bleeping community. That is hilarious. And no offense taken. Hey man, I will tell you this. There's all kinds of fans out in the universe. All kinds of fans. There are some fans I know. Jet fans I know. 100% are like this. The season happens, right? So it's whatever. September 7th, I believe, is the season. September 7th, people tune into the games and like, oh, sweet, games. And then whatever the season goes to, let's call it like January 4th. I'm making it up. January 4th happens. And then the fans that I'm talking about deplug. They're like, all right, see you next year. And they don't pay attention to anything. The offseason shit, none of that. They're like, I'll see you next year. And then on September 7th, they're like, wait a second, who's on our team now? And there's nothing wrong with that. Fans can enjoy whatever way they want to enjoy. For me, obviously, I do this every day. I love the Jets. I dream about the Jets. I talk about the Jets. I watch shows about the Jets. In my free time, I'm playing Madden as the Jets. In my free time, I'm watching documentaries on the Jets. So, I just can't get away from them. They're all over my life. My family, when we take, oh my God, it's our 1 year anniversary. Hey, Jets, sure. And the Jet photos come up. So it's JETS, Jets all the time, baby. But people can enjoy any way they want. So if they want to deplug during the offseason, God bless. Go enjoy time with your family. I don't know what that means, but sure, try to take advantage of that if you can. That's an option. Why not? Try to work them in when you can. Speaking of working them in when you can, Hep's here, baby. What's up, Hep?
Hey, Paul. I was thinking about the Matt Snell thing again.
Yeah.
I had called Jake. I called Jake's show, and I let him
Okay.
know about the routine. He didn't
Great.
know. The funny thing was, he didn't know really what the whole rift was with Matt Snell. And
Wow.
here's Jake. He's one of the biggest content creators around in the community. He didn't even know. So I gave him the 411 on that. And,
Okay.
I told him about Bob Letterer.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, he's like, oh, yeah, I'm behind. He thinks contacting Joe would probably be, one of the stronger moves
I
to do
agree.
that.
I agree.
The other thing is, I
100%.
thought another power player might be Rich Eisen.
Oh my goodness, 100,000 billion%. Especially, I love Rich Eisen in general, but last night he hosted a Sports Center for the first time in like 21 years since ESPN handed him his cardboard box, and he walked out the door, and then he got hired by NFL Network eventually, and now he's on his own show, the Rich Eisen Show, and he became so successful that ESPN asked for him to come back. So he's coming back. He's going to be on ESPN Radio and all kinds of things this year. So long story short, to your point, his light is brighter than it's ever been in his life. So as a Jet representative and someone that was alive, for the height of Matt Snell, he would be a wonderful person. He's got a call-in show, so if anyone wants to spread the Matt Snell message, feel free. I think what it's going to be is on all of us. And we've had a few people that are tagging Rich Eisens and Mike Greenberg on social media on the Bob Letterer post that we've made, or the letter to Woody Johnson we posted. And I keep getting, and this is what I love, I keep getting notifications even right now in the middle of the show of people liking and sharing the letter that was put out and created by Foxy and Scotty Mayhem to Woody Johnson that I posted out as Boy Green, but I said it sort of represents a community, and that's still getting hit. So the more all of us just have to continue to push it, we have to not let it die, because it's going to be very easy to, okay, we did our job. Hopefully someone picks it up and then we move on. Like, the hard thing is going to be every day pushing it forward and finding someone else. I think Namus is going to be huge. I think Rich Eisen's going to be huge. The Jet content creators, I think even they're huge. The Jets watch these shows. They've even told me when I've been in the building for documentaries and stuff, they're like, we pay attention. Well, okay, Matt O'Leary's, Jake Asman's, everyone in the universe. We got to keep 100%.
Keep his name up in the forefront. Yeah.
That's
all
it.
right. Thanks. Oh, wait a minute. 1 second.
Oh,
did we lose a player for the season?
We did. Chris Boyd, unfortunately. Yeah. He is listed as a defensive back, but sort of in the same way Justin Hardy was back in the day, where he didn't play any defensive snaps for the Jets, really. But no, he's a core special teamer, supposed to be one of their top gunners. Now he's out for the year. Irv Charles has a blown out ACL, so he's out for at least the first month of the season, maybe more. Oh, yeah. So thankfully it's not, Quinnen Williams or something, but I don't want to denigrate it. I think Chris Boyd was going to be an important part of the special teams unit. Yeah,
I understand. Thanks, Paul.
Appreciate it, Hep. Thank you so much. And Hep has come up with a lot of good ideas for pushing the Matt Snell story forward. And I think Joe Namath is a biggie. No question about it. I think he's a biggie. If you guys have suggestions, and I love them in the comment section, put them in the live videos, put them in the videos after the show. So if you watch Boy Green Daily after the fact, put it in the YouTube comment section. I try to interact with all the comments. Suggest who you believe would help push this Matt Snell story forward. I think Joe Namath is a great answer, obviously. I think Rich Eisen's a great answer. Mike Greenberg, all of these people. I think all of those are great answers for people, and keep pushing it forward. Keep pushing it forward from that perspective. Scott, I see you're asking for a poll, but let's come up with names and then we can poll all together. That'd be great. I see the poll comments. We need to have the 4 names for the poll. So guys, go ahead and consider that in the comment section. Let's go to the phone lines. We got Badshaw here.
We got to get Kevin James.
Yeah, that'd be a fun one. Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like, we'll just get Kevin James to, convince Woody to get Matt Snell in. We can just do it that way, go that route, and whatnot. Who doesn't like Kevin James except that one guy that you said had a bad experience with him?
Yeah, not good. But again, it's hard, even though like that experience sounds awful, and I can only imagine if that was me and I was so fired up to see Kevin James, that was my experience. I imagine that would bother me for the rest of my life. But like, I love him in Grown Ups and his comedy specials, everything. It's hard to hate Kevin James. I mean, hopefully it was just a bad day at the office for him, and that doesn't happen to everyone he meets. But I don't know. I've never met him before, so.
Well, if he would have said that to me when I was interviewing him, I would have left that interview, called my parents, and been like, Kevin freaking James told me to fuck off. Like, my family would have been ecstatic, which we're big. My whole family, I grew up watching King of Queens, and that's one of the reasons I'm such a big Jets fan. I'm like, he's a freaking hero. I'm like, this fat guy that's like got this smoking hot wife, and he's got all these buddies, and he watches the Jets game. I'm like, I ended up turning into him, I mean, that's like anyway. But the reason for calling in was, so I had a fantasy draft after the show last night, and so Jamar Chase was the first one off the board in our league, which surprise, I think he was down as number 1.
Yeah,
but I was surprised. Garrett Wilson. I didn't end up drafting Garrett. I went wide receiver.
Okay.
Kind of. I think that's Philly Noodles strategy too.
Yeah.
But anyway,
so wait, where'd you pick real quick? Just repeat it. Where'd you pick?
I picked 4th,
and you said did you end up with?
Justin Jefferson. I took Justin Jefferson, the first pick.
Okay, what about the second round?
Well, God bless Paul. You want me to tell you my whole freaking draft?
Yeah,
I'm not
basically. I mean,
I'm not giving you the inside
oh,
into my
I
brain.
see. Oh, I
Nice
see.
try.
Smart,
Nice
smart,
freaking
smart.
try.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I will tell you
Okay.
I did draft the only Jet I drafted was Brees, and I know people are gonna be like, Braylon Allen, whatever.
Sure.
I just Brees was there for me when he was looking good when I got to that spot, but Garrett fell to me in the third round, and I'd already gotten 2 wide receivers, so I couldn't go that round. And I think Garrett in our league fell to like the 5th round, maybe.
Oh my God.
And we were in a 10-man league, so
Yeah.
my roster looks freaking awesome because
Mhm.
it's a 10-man league.
Yeah.
But I was trying to think. He went, and usually he's a hot commodity in our league, and I don't have
Sure.
any Jets. I don't have any Jets fans in my league.
Okay.
But he's usually hot off the board. And then Justin Fields, I figured somebody would pick him up, and the quarterback I had selected, they had the same bye week
Mhm.
as Fields,
Okay.
so I couldn't pick him up as my backup. But anyway, I know some people were debating the other day in the comments. About like Garrett Wilson, like what his worth's going to be this year, and the same with Fields,
Mhm.
especially if we thought Garrett Wilson was going to have 1,000 yards this year and whatnot. And I was just curious, what's your take? Do you think his stock's going to be a lot lower? It obviously was in our league, but that's one league. And I'll get off here and you can answer that. But anyway, I just was curious what your thoughts were on that.
All right. Thanks, Bad Shot. Appreciate it. Thanks for the call. Yes, a lot of people freaked out about Garrett Wilson yesterday. We'll definitely cut that up as a short because Nick Fury went on an epic rant, which was great. There's a lot of questions there. First off, we have 2 Boy Green Coffee Club fantasy leagues, the Boy Green Original and then the Double Espresso Shot. So we got 2 fantasy leagues with 12 people apiece. All of those people in those leagues are Jet fans. They're all Boy Green Coffee Club members. I will be fascinated to see, do we get a crazy ass Jets draft and like crazy ass people are going way before they should? Maybe. Maybe not. That'll be something to sort of think about. So on that, I don't know what's going to happen. But on Garrett Wilson in general, I'm not worried. I'm not worried. He's fallen in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round. All right. Some people are going to be down on Garrett for everything that we saw. Oh, boy, Justin Fields targeted him 4 times in preseason. Oh, wow, they haven't connected yet. I don't know, man. I feel pretty confident about Garrett Wilson. Am I going to take him in fantasy drafts? I don't know. Everything depends on where you pick and who's available and what happens. There's a million things. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. But no, I think people are overreacting like crazy to the Garrett Wilson thing. I'm not worried about it. I mean, again, I repeat what I said yesterday. Sure, Justin Fields and Garrett Wilson have not connected yet in the preseason. That's unfortunate. I wish they would have if I had a choice. But if they're not connecting during the regular season, the Jets are going to lose, and the Jets are going to lose a lot. Garrett Wilson is an important straw that stirs the drink for the Jets offense. I'm not breaking news here. That's obvious. And if they're not connecting, well, then the Jets aren't winning games. So they need him. And I think that's what unlocks everything else. So a lot of things on this Matt Snell story. Again, there's still people every day. So I'm going to highlight Dean here on YouTube. Matt Snell story, what did I miss? What I would suggest, Matt, is there are 2 videos I would suggest you watch. If you just want the quicker version, go to my video section on YouTube. If you're watching my YouTube channel, you'll see like home, live, this, post, this, playlist, blah, blah, blah. Go to videos, and you're going to see a big picture that's got Matt Snell, Leon Hess, and Sonny Werblin on it. And click on that, and you should be able to watch a 7-minute video where Matt Snell explains his beef with the Jets that apparently has been going on for 30, 40 years of craziness. So you can watch it right now. That'll basically catch you up on the beef that exists. Now, what has happened is the Boy Green Coffee Club has taken it to another level, and they're trying to push this story forward. There is a beef between Matt Snell and the Jets. Matt Snell, or the Jets rather, have made very light attempts to fix it. Like they said, hey, Ring of Honor, come on. Hey, Super Bowl anniversary, come on down. And he's like, no. He feels wronged by the Jets. I have not spoken to Matt Snell directly. Bob Lederer did, that we did that full show about. But I think what Matt Snell wants is, it's hard to speculate, but an apology, something to fix it. Like, I don't know, a job for one of his kids, maybe with the Jets. Trying to make a wrong right. Excuse me. This is not Woody Johnson's fault. This is not Woody Johnson's fault. This is not Woody Johnson's fault. I want to make sure that's clear to everyone on planet Earth. He was not the owner where all those Matt Snell issues. Woody Johnson bought the team 25 years ago. Matt Snell's issues with the Jets predate that. But I think Scotty said it beautifully in the letter. When you buy a team, you inherit everything with the team, the good and the bad. Woody Johnson wasn't here for the Super Bowl, but he can proudly say, hey, we're Super Bowl champions. Of course he can. He inherited the team. But you also inherit the uneven stuff too, like the beef between Matt Snell and the Jets. So what Scotty and Foxy have put together is they created a custom letter specifically for Woody Johnson, and it's gone somewhat viral. I'm sure, hopefully Woody's seen it. I mean, a lot of other people have seen it and responded to it. What they're going to continue to do as we continue to attempt to push the story forward is craft another letter and another letter and another letter, and we're going to try to spread them out. And like maybe once a week or something, once every 2 weeks, however it works for Scotty and Foxy, is sending one of these letters out and trying to capture the attention of notable people out in the universe that can help us echo chamber this Matt Snell story. We have a poll up right now on YouTube with 4 people that could potentially be next on the letter. There is Rich Eisen. There is Joe Namath. There is Mike Greenberg. There is Woody Johnson's wife. As a matter of fact, I think we should eventually send letters to all of these individuals. I think Joe Namath is the most influential of the entire group. I think Joe, if we get this letter, we custom it to Joe and talk about his teammate, and I'd push some of those buttons. I'm not writing the letter. Scotty and Foxy are. I'll clean up whatever is necessary to be cleaned up there as a writer. But, Joe Namath, I think, is going to have a lot of pull. Talking about his former teammate and things of that nature. So Joe Namath, I think, would be very important on the list. Rich Eisen is a powerful individual. He talks about all kinds of things on his show. He was around for Matt Snell. Mike Greenberg was around for Matt Snell. Those are 2 influential people in the universe that could push this story forward. And then Woody Johnson's wife, if Woody Johnson didn't hear it, maybe his wife will. So I think all of these people we should eventually send a letter to, but who should be next? That's up to you guys in the audience. Let's continue to try to fix this. And also, Scotty Mayhem's talking about podcasters. I don't even think we need to put podcasters in a letter form. We should just reach out to them. Do what Hep did. Hep called it. I missed this, but Hep called into the Jake Asman show and said, hey, Jake, did you hear about this Matt Snell story? No, what's up? Here it is. Hey, can we do something about this? Can you bring on Bob Lederer? And that's what I want to do. Hey, Matt O'Leary. Hey, Jake Asman. Hey, Ryan, Jets Talk. Hey, Jets Central. Hey, all those people out in the universe. Reach out to Bob Lederer. I can help connect the dots if you'd like. You guys interview him. Don't just use me. Use him yourself. Interview him. Try to push the story forward. See if it's worth doing a thing on. We all have the power. I do a show every morning and sometimes multiple times a day. I've got one platform, and I like my platform that's growing. There's bigger platforms. And I've mentioned several of them already. Boy Green Coffee Club members. It also, the onus is a little bit on you. Call into these shows. Comment under videos. Say, hey, you should interview Bob Lederer. And they go, what? Why? And then explain the story. Play phone games. Say, hey, man, Matt Snell, you guys should be talking about it. This is an important Jet story. Do a video about it. Push it forward. Again, it's not about me. It's not about me. I want Matt Snell and the Jets to be good for Matt Snell and the Jets. Nothing to do with me. I just feel it as a Jets fan that it hurts. This is a legend, man. And he's living and breathing among us. Let's fix it. Let's attempt to fix it. Let's do everything we can. A beat reporter on the Jets beat that's been around for many years reached out to me and said that he reached out to me and saw what we were doing here on the Matt Snell thing. Said he wrote a column about it 10 years ago. I said I had already read your column, but thank you for sending it along. And he said that the Jets have attempted to make some efforts to try to repair the relationship. But from what I've heard, those efforts have not been enough. And so I want to try to fix it if we can. Long story short. So, folks, reach out to all your favorite Jets content creators. See if they can push this story. See if they can do interviews. Just videos about it in general would help push the story, but also interviews. Bob Lederer is a Jets historian. He's the one who talked to Matt Snell. Have him on the show. Have him explain it. And, of course, we could promote the book as well, Beyond Broadway Joe. That's where all this stems from. Beyond Broadway Joe, the team that changed football. I'm all about it. Bob should get all the love and credit he can. He released those audio tapes for the first time ever on this show a couple weeks ago. So let's do it. Let's absolutely do it. Let's keep pushing the Matt Snell story forward. Let's not let it die. And I think the way to not let it die is to create these letters on a week-to-week basis. Harlem-born Bronx bred. You can't fix the issue with Matt Snell until Woody decides he's going to do it organically. He's fully aware he needs to reach out to Matt without being goaded into it. Yeah, that's what I think is ultimately it. Again, I don't know exactly everything the Jets have done, and I don't know everything that Matt Snell has sought out to do. Like, I don't know every detail. But from what I understand, it's not like Woody Johnson has rolled up to Matt Snell's house and knocked on the door and said, hey, let's figure this out. Woody Johnson is a very rich man. And I know time is very important to Woody Johnson. But Matt Snell, from what I understand, lives like 5 minutes from the facility. You just hop in the limo, drive down, and try to see if you can have a conversation with him. I think that would be moving to Matt Snell, I would assume. The multi-billion-dollar owner currently of the Jets says, hey, let's sit down and talk about this. What do we need to do to fix this? Let's bring a legend home. I think Matt Snell would be like, all right, let's go. Let's figure it out. I don't know. I'm not Matt Snell, but I think that would be important. And to your point of like being goaded into it, I think we need to make this happen by any means necessary. We are running out of time. We're running out of time. Matt Snell, his birthday might be today. Let me pull this up. I know it was coming up here. It was yesterday, so excuse me. He turned 84 yesterday. Matt Snell. And as I Google Matt Snell to double check his birthday, the first thing that pops up is our interview with Bob Lederer a couple weeks ago, talking about this Matt Snell story. That is the number one topic on Google if you Google it right now. And that's nice, but that's the only link talking about the Matt Snell story. There's no current stuff talking about the Matt Snell story. NC Green BG, you might need another well-placed call to Rich Eisen. Maybe so. Maybe it is me. I don't know. But I think it's all of us, though. For sure. I think it's all of us to push this story forward. Maybe it is Rich Eisen. But I think, yeah, maybe it is. Maybe it's just me, Rich Eisen. Hey, Rich, have you heard about this story? And then just go on a whole rant and try to explain it in a very brief period of time on a phone call. And maybe that can do it for Rich. I don't know. But we just need to get it in front of these people. And hopefully it piques their interest, right? So let's say I do it, whoever it is, calls the Rich Eisen show, says, hey, have you heard about this Matt Snell story? He's got a beef with the team. They can't fix it. Can you talk about it and try to do whatever you can to fix it? And he's like, And it gets on his highlight. It's on a national show. Maybe that gathers some interest and things of that nature. So, yeah, I might need to do it. You might be right, NC Green, and I'll think about it. Johnny Boy, yo, BG, can you get Matt Snell on your show? I find that extremely unlikely. Matt Snell does not seem to care for the Jets at this current moment in time. And joining a podcast talking about the Jets, I imagine, is not on the bingo card. And I don't believe he would join a show of someone he's never met. So I don't want to say things like that without knowing. But, hey, if I'm in the New Jersey area and I know where Matt Snell lives, I'll knock on his door and say, hey, man, I'm Paul Heston Jr. and introduce myself and say, hey, we'd like to change this. What do they have to do to change this? Like, I'm committed to this. And, you know, I'm willing to have that conversation with Matt Snell with respect, hat off, shake his hand and say, hey, Mr. Snell, this is very important to the current Jets community, and we would love to do everything in our power to try to make this happen. What do we need to do to make that happen? I am more than willing to have that conversation. We'll see whenever I get into town for the Jets-Cowboys game and see what he's doing, see if he's in town. I would love to chat with him. But I don't believe he would join my show not ever knowing me. Probably not. Yeah, Mike Greenberg, I think, is another great guy that's very influential. He could go on a show whenever he wants about it. So these are all good thoughts, guys. These are all good questions, all good comments. I think what we can do at a bear level is, of course, Scotty and Foxy can keep writing these letters and put that together for sure. And I think another thing that can help is reaching out to our content creators in our community to see if they can push the story forward. And then once that's sort of bubbling, I think that can help too. So, all right, let's do this real quick. Jets Worldwide. Where do they film the Rich Eisen show? Manhattan? Absolutely not. He's been in California for a long time. So it's out there in the LA area. I'm terrible with locations, but he's somewhere out in California. He's right down the street from the LA Chargers. So it's basically LA, I assume. So they tape it out there. That show is 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern time. All right, go to the phone lines. Indy Jets hops on with us. What's up, Indy?
Hey, good morning, BG. You know, you put on the poll there of Joe Namath,
Sure.
and
Yeah.
and isn't some of that just from what Bob was saying? Isn't
Yeah.
some of the anti-Jets that Matt Snell has direct correlation with Joe Namath?
That's what I don't know if Bob directly said that, but it was sort of implied that.
Right, implied.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, and Joe Namath's never been a great ambassador of the Jets. You know, the drunk, I want to kiss you and whatever. You know, he's never been a one that if you wanted to, you know, have a representative of the Jets. Joe Namath's not that guy. And so I don't think I think the furthest we could get away from Joe when it comes to this topic of trying to get Matt in here would be about the only way. If you brought up Joe Namath, I think he would just be like, you know what, I'm just don't even talk to me about it. I don't think he wants anything to do with Joe.
I would say that's very possible. I don't want to rule that out as a possibility, but I would say for all of those reasons, it's even more important to contact Joe. And again, if we for instance, let's say I go meet Matt Snow, just as a random example. I say, hey, Matt, here's what we're doing. We'd love to do it. And he says, like, fuck off. I have no interest in this. And he says, don't do it. I don't care about it. There's nothing you're ever going to do about it. Leave me alone. Then I'll be like, okay, well, that answers our question. But in the same way, I want Joe Namath to basically say that to us, that we present all of this to Joe. And I'm not that Joe doesn't know. I'm sure he has to know that this has existed. It was his former teammate, for God's sakes. But putting it on his plate here in 2025 at the state of age that Joe Namath is at, and maybe he's like, you know what? Maybe we do need to, right this wrong or anything. He's just we could talk about, his representation with some of his things that he's done. But just as a Jets figure, Woody Johnson listens to Joe Namath. Joe Namath is influential with the name Joe Namath and being his teammate. I just think he'd be a person that if he all of a sudden jumped on the bandwagon, I think this train, this locomotive downhill has a lot of steam.
Well, and I guess if you got Joe involved, the only thing you would gain out of that would be to get Woody involved.
Correct.
Yeah. But I think that it works. It's the double-edged sword right there. As soon as I think, just as Bob kind of implied, he didn't come out and say it, but right. You get Joe Namath involved, and as soon as you start this conversation, as soon as Woody would come to him, I think, and have Matt Snell and have a conversation, and Joe's involved, then you know what, he would give you the big old FU and just like, no, I want no part of being in the stadium with Joe. I don't think he would ever want to be in the stadium with Joe Namath again.
Possible.
But yeah, that's just what I think the only way he's going to do it is just to say, hey, the fan base and the Jets community want you back, regardless of what Joe Namath has said or done or anything. We've always believed in you, and we always want you back in here. And that, I think that's probably the only way you're going to any kind of strings you might be able to pull with Matt Snell.
And I think another thing here is, and I read this in the Brian Costello piece, so this is 10 years old. It's back in 2015. Brian didn't sound like Matt Snell did a full one-on-one interview. It sounded more like yelling from his porch to Brian Costello at his fence. But Brian Costello said, as they're going back and forth, he says, like, what about the fans, right? Like, don't you want to hear the fans screaming? And he made some comment about instant coffee and fans don't remember me. They don't even know who I am and all this other stuff. So I think another part, I don't know if it's a petition. I don't know what way. It's a video package. I have no idea what would deliver to Matt Snell that, hey, man, fans do care. I don't know what things you've read or heard or assumed that people don't remember or know who you are. There are plenty of people here in 2025 that remember your legacy and how important you are, and it's important. And boom, and presenting that to Matt, and maybe that turns some organ in Matt's body that he hears that and all of a sudden he gets moved by that. But that would be another great way to deliver, is to show that a lot of people care and that this is important. And it's so many years later and we want to fix this. I think that'd be another thing, that this just doesn't die off in that way.
No, that's the actual key of it right there. He believes that the fans don't even remember him, and it's going to take the fans to say, "We want you back." Here's the fans that you don't think even know who you are, and the fans are sitting there saying, "We know, we've never forgot you," you know, and we're sorry for whatever happened between you and Joe and the rest of the team, and that wasn't us as fans. We still know, and I think maybe he just needs the reminder of that.
Maybe.
And so what you're doing as far as getting the message out and getting it to the content creators, getting it to the, these other people, I think can maybe resonate back to him to go, oh, well, maybe these guys, maybe these people that I thought forgot about me still. You're going to plant that seed, but let's just hope that there's still time. Because he's 84.
Yeah, he just turned 84 yesterday.
Yeah, and so, but yeah, I sure hope that we get this done, and you guys are doing a great job. Before he leaves this place.
100%. Here's this, right? And I'm not wishing death on anybody. I have no idea even the physical state of Matt Snell. I have not seen him in a long time in terms of pictures or anything recent. The life expectancy in the United States, I Googled this like 2 years ago, so I don't know how much it would have changed. He's 77. So
right.
Matt Snell is 7 years past what the world tells us is life expectancy. So I don't know how much longer Matt Snell is going to live. Again, those are not my decisions to make, but I know he's alive right now, and we should do everything in our power while he's alive. It would anger me to no end if we fast forward 5 years and posthumously, he's like, you know what? Matt Snell. And then I like any honoring of Matt Snell is cool, but after he's dead, that sort of defeats the whole purpose of everything that sort of existed here. So, yeah.
And I don't know. He's got. I'm sure he's got. He's got kids. He's got grandkids. At 84, I would hope so. He's not having more kids, but whatever. I don't know if if you getting those people involved to say, hey, here's what we think, and then they can start passing that message inside the home. I don't know.
But that's another good idea. Again, reaching out to Matt Snell's children, and maybe that's happened before with other people. I think that's something people haven't talked about yet. Definitely worth a try. I believe someone told me he has 2 children. I don't know their names, but I'm sure we can research those sorts of things. That would be 2 wonderful people to reach out to. Absolutely.
But yeah. I just wanted to, I appreciate all your hard work too, and of course with Scotty and everybody and Steven, and so we just keep pushing on, and hopefully, BG, all this will come around, and next thing you know, BG and the show, I should say, I shouldn't just say you, because you've got a great community that supports you and everything. The show gets the credit that in the main Jets community, and we blow up the BG show, and pretty soon it'll be Boy Green in the morning on ESPN at 7:30 instead of YouTube or whatever.
Wow. Hey, I feel you. And like I said, to me, it's about the community. And this would be a win for the community if Matt Snell, the Jets, are able to fix this. So I love the idea. I just wrote it down about Matt Snell's children. I'm going to do some research and see if I can reach the right people that can reach them. I want to do, again, everything in our power. I want to turn over every stone. And if every stone's turned over and they just tell us no, I'm going to try a little harder. And then if they continue to tell me no, then I'll be like, okay, it is what it is. But we owe it to ourselves to do everything that we can.
Absolutely. All right, BG. I missed the draft. I logged into the 8 o'clock one, not the 7 o'clock one.
I see.
And I was like, yeah, but
which pick did you end up with?
6th. Yeah, I got 6th. So, which is right there where I'm kind of like Philly and everybody else. That 5 through 7 is where I wanted to be at. So,
okay,
you drew when you drew 6th, I was like, oh, it's over. The lemons are winning.
Okay, I love it. Great team name too. So, Indy, thanks for the call, brother.
I appreciate it, man.
There he is, Indy Jets, and again, great message. That's the next people on my hit list right now is to reach out to Matt Snell's children and see if we can figure that out. And Fox Sports Talk giving a shout out to when in doubt, I always ask, what would Brett Michaels do? That's true. Brett Michaels, who's now hidden behind this Jets Austrian Jet fan banner. They're hidden underneath there. I'll work on getting a bigger representative of the Brett Michaels meeting, which was pretty cool. I'll see if I can do that better. All right, folks, we have 400 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe. Appreciate the support so much. We have 400 of you watching across our social media platforms, but 100 plus on YouTube, and which is cool to have 110 people in here right now, and I really appreciate that. But when you look at the YouTube numbers, only 61 people have liked this video. So there are 50 people in this chat that are watching right now on YouTube that have not liked the video. It's free to do, everybody. Don't be afraid. Love it. Caress it. Tender it. Take it to Pound Town, Suplex City. Like the video, you other 50 people that are watching on YouTube right now. Show your support. Don't be afraid to do that. Do it every day if you can, because it makes a tremendous difference in getting this Jet show in front of other Jet fan shows. And other Jet fans in the universe don't know about Boy Green Daily. And when you like the video, YouTube says, oh, Jet fans like this? All right, let's get in front of other Jet fans. That helps the show grow. So please make sure you guys do that. I appreciate it. So show that love, baby. All right, we're going to have a lot of fun stuff on all of the shows I'm going to be on coming up here. So number one, let's throw this up. I'm going to be doing a conversation with Jake Asman, excuse me. That'll be on the Man Shot Show with Boy Green Digital. So if you're not subscribed to that YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe. I'll be putting it out on all social media when we do an interview with Jake Asman in a couple hours. Looking forward to that. I'm doing another one with Boy Green Meets Woody at 3 o'clock. We'll be live reacting to the Aaron Glenn press conference ahead of the preseason finale this week. Appreciate that as well. Jets have a Friday night game against the Philadelphia Eagles this week. And then we're off to the races. The next game we will play is Jets Steelers, which is going to be pretty gosh darn spectacular. So I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We'll have more Matt Snell updates, hopefully, to come here as we try to return a Jets legend back home where he belongs. We'll see if we can do that. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.